don't forget, if you like what you hear or want more information, make sure you like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, hit us up with some comments. We can answer any questions that you have. Thanks for tuning in. So Jim, to circle back to the Bank of Canada rate announcement, I mean, we've seen, what has it been, 10 increases over the past 18 months, has it been?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to describe it is great. I'm sure some other people have some choice words to describe it. But, I mean, let's get to the root of this, which is directly tied in and correlated to inflation. Sure. So, I mean, on the grassroots level, inflation is a result of demand.
Correct.
When you've got, more demand than supply that you have, this is what, factors into inflation, right? So, I mean, how do you see us balancing and trying to, cut inflation to get it back? I mean, I know the bank's target is 2%, but is that realistic given the environment that we're in, with our population growth?
Well, okay, so we'll hit on two pieces here. Is if you read the most recent inflation reports, the irony is the interest rate hikes are starting to cause inflation. So that's a big piece right now. So what's happening is basically mortgage costs are way up and rent costs are way up. Well, why are rent costs way up? Well, because somewhere behind that rent is somebody paying interest and their interest expenses have gone up, so they need to pass that on to whoever they're renting from, right? So both those factors go in. So kind of the irony is the Bank of Canada is trying to fight interest rates, fight inflation, I should say, and they're actually now starting to cause inflation. So
sort of circular logic here. We're trying to curb it by, suppressing demand, but when you suppress demand for certain consumer goods or let's say housing and shelter, well, that's for people buying it, but at the end of the day, people still need to live somewhere. So if they can't afford to buy, they in turn have to start renting. And what is that doing to our rental rates?
Correct. So we do have the circular pattern happening here, right? So we can keep raising interest rates, but by the same time, we might actually raise inflation by raising the interest rate, which is the whole reason we're raising the interest rate is to fight inflation. So we got that. So we can park that for a second. The other thing is you kind of touched upon is immigration. And I mean, in Canada, we're growing like crazy, right? We're bringing in all sorts of new Canadians. However, that's flooding the market, right? Which is in turn causing supply issues. I mean, let's think about housing. If you come to Canada, you need a place to live, whether that's a place to rent, a place to buy. And if we call a duck, we're bringing in a lot of wealthy new Canadians. Canadians which have money, or Canadians that are in, we're very focused on tech-centric people.
Yeah, I think there was a stat that came out is 75% of Canadian immigration is based on economic based.
Correct.
Versus, let's say, certain parts of the other countries in the world or the U.S. where maybe 25% of their immigration is based on economic based, and the rest is family reunifications, refugees, that sort of thing. So that is an interesting point that we are bringing a lot of people in, but there are a lot of wealthy people that are coming in to the country,
and they want to buy a home. And if you do that, again, you're pushing inflation. So it kind of makes me laugh because I hear the federal government sometimes talk about, hey, we're doing everything we can to fight inflation. Well, immigration's a good thing. I'm not saying it's not, but we need to be a little careful with what we're doing because if you flood the market with a whole bunch of new Canadians, you're actually going to cause scarcity of resources because you don't have enough resources to go around for the people you got.
Right. I mean, I guess fundamentally you've got now 10 people competing for that one house or 10 people competing for that loaf of bread.
Yep.
Whereas, pre-pandemic or even in the pandemic, you only had one or two people competing for that good or consumer good. So inevitably what's that going to do is going to push the price up. Obviously, as our population grows, prices start to go up. So, I mean, I don't know if anybody has the right solution to it.